back. Oh,
You watched the show, but you never been, like, it's hard to get on that show to
it's
watch?
tough to get on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like a
Paul
intimate.
probably knows how to get on.
Who does? Paul does?
Get on what?
You
Austin.
know how to
City
get on
Limits?
Austin City Limits, don't you?
I've never done it. I've never been to one of the recordings.
Is it a hot ticket item that's hard to get a ticket for, or?
Didn't used to be. I don't know if it is these days.
These days it costs a lot of money. You have to go, unless I guess you win a ticket. It's downtown. It's different than it was many years ago.
Right.
Well, it's been around a long time, so I figured maybe in the past, maybe somebody's been.
Well, I've been, but I haven't been recently when you had to pay so much. I would go when it was free a long time ago.
Was
How
it?
much does it cost?
Yeah, how much does it cost?
I don't know. My friends that have gone, actually, I don't know. It's downtown in the, it's in the W or someplace like that.
It's like right adjacent to the W. And
Oh, is that where it is? Okay.
In the Moody Theater, I think is the name of the theater.
Okay.
That's my understanding. I've seen concerts there. I just haven't seen an ACL recording.
Oh, okay.
When you and Barbara, was it in some other location?
It was on campus. It was on the UT campus. It started at UT.
Oh, okay.
It's the local public TV station.
Yeah, it comes on our public station here as well. So, but I was like, one of these days I should ask the Austin group if they've been there.
Welcome back, Glenn and Al. Haven't seen Al in a while.
Thanks. I actually saw Billy Strings at his ACL taping a couple of months ago.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I've been following him for a while, and every time I find out he's in Austin, I find out the day after it's over.
Oh,
So I've been doing KLRU's tax returns for years. And so sometimes they're like, hey, you want to go see Billy Strings? Or hey, you want to go see, whoever? And they're like, oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
that's
He's
a nice
really
perk.
good.
Yeah.
It's a great theater to see a show. And so if you ever see anyone that you really want to see, if they're playing there, go, because whether you're up in the balcony or in the mezzanine, it's just a great place to see a show. It's very intimate, and
Yeah,
it's just a great place to see a show.
It's a biggish place, but nobody is very far from the stage.
Yeah. I also saw, I don't know if anyone here is familiar with Collins guitars. But anyway, Bill Collins' memorial service was at the Moody. And Robert Earl Keen and Lyle Levitt both played at the service. So it was a pretty interesting funeral.
Is it a circle? Is that why everybody's so close to the stage?
No, it's just
It's a semicircle,
yeah.
kind of.
There's a space out in front of the stage on the floor where people are
Yeah.
level. And then there's a mezzanine that's pretty steep incline. So the people in front of you don't block your view. And then the balcony is the same way. And you're never too far from a bar. So,
It sounds like the bar has to be there somewhere.
Where is
They don't
this?
show that on
Very
PBS Scaring. I don't think
What are we talking about?
the Moody
Austin
Theater.
City Limits.
Ah, yes, okay.
I was asked, I said to all the folks that were here before that, I was going to ask you guys, you're in Austin, have you ever been?
We've been.
You have?
Well, yeah, it was great
Back at the old
at the old
Old
location.
location.
Yeah.
Who did you watch? Who did you
Mary
see?
Cape and Carpenter.
Oh,
It was fun.
it was great.
I've watched the Stevie Ray Vaughan thing on YouTube a million times.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
If there's 10 million views of that video, I'm a million of them.
it's on loop for you.
Hey, Walter, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Good.
That's good.
I feel like I'm better.
You sound a little stronger. I
sound
think
better.
it's, yeah, I think your voice sounds
You
stronger.
sound pretty much completely back to normal.
Well, that's good. I've been working with my text, the people who've been
Yeah.
trying to get me to handle things and walk in a straight line and talk and sound like a real person. And as long as you can do that, it's pretty good.
How's your fretting hand? Did you lose any dexterity in your playing hands?
Well, I'm not the same as I was. I can sort of do it. You'll hear me fret tonight, and I mean that in both senses of the word. I sort of get along, but not perfect.
You know, until you said that, it never dawned on me that that word has two such completely different meanings. Oh, funny. Can't get to it.
Your guys' volume is dropping down.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
That sounds better.
Okay.
I gotta get in here closer.
Yeah. Well, do you, Gary and Paulette, do you
better.
want to kick us off? I happen to have your song up.
We're trying to find our song. I don't know what happened here.
Here we go.
Why is it doing? Oh, okay.
Songs. And then we gotta go to the end. What are we doing?
Wagon wheel. Sorry, we're discombobulated.
Well, everybody who's going to play along, remember to mute yourselves. Probably best to mute yourself even if you're just being quiet. But
Okay.
Hold on. Let me take a swig of beer first. Okay.
Here we
We're gonna do
go.
wagon wheel.
Yeah.
a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
That's so pretty. That's such a good song.
That was
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
That's great.
I've played a version of that. I don't know whose version it was that had on the "Hey Mama Rock Me." It would
Yeah.
do like a C major 7, C6, C major 7. I think I like that.
Cynthia Lynn has a version of it.
Anyway, that's a great song. Thanks.
Yeah.
Darius Ruckus.
Ruck-
Is that how?
Rucker.
Darius
Rucker.
Rucker. Ruckus. He created a ruckus.
Yeah.
Darius Rucker. Yeah, that's the version that we
Yeah.
followed.
Oof. And we were so busy working on our four chord songs that we didn't have time to work up a new song.
So he said, "Oh, what are we gonna do?"
Wagon wheel.
Wait a minute, we're just gonna play the 4 chords, not a song, right? Did I
Well,
misunderstand?
we did a song. We each did a song. So
Oh,
two
okay.
separate songs. So
Wow.
anyway,
Is it supposed to
didn't
be
know.
4 chords? I didn't remember that detail.
I thought it was 4 chords.
I
That
have
was
5.
That was Marty. who
Yeah,
brought it
Marty.
up.
Where'd
Marty,
Marty
what
go?
is the exercise?
It's all Marty's fault.
It was
The
going to be a
four chords was
what
mentioned.
favorite 4 chords do you have? And I selected a song that has 4 chords.
Aha.
So, I'm doing both the song and the chords. Same
Is that
time.
4 chords and 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Walter is back. Yeah, well, we just took the 4 chords and did stuff with them. So anyway,
Well, cool.
We took the 4 chords that you, or one of the 4 chord patterns that you mentioned, Marty. So anyway, we'll get that.
well, when we get
to
there,
that.
when we get to the 4 chord time,
All right.
But you
I need a
just
beer
played
break.
4 chords now. Wasn't that 4 chords too?
that was 4
song?
chords.
That
yes,
was, yeah.
You're
Doesn't
right.
matter.
It doesn't use them up. You can still use them again.
Well, we got a different 4 chords.
Well, he has his 4 chords. I have my 4
That's
chords.
true. Same
Yeah,
chords.
so you
in
got
different
8.
order.
Oh,
Pardon?
that's 8 chords. Is this 4
You're
chords
gonna drum
per
us
camera?
out of
That's
ukulele.
against the rules.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, this is probably conversation for the happy hour when we're
Right.
going to do them.
All right, Mary Jane. I think you sound like you want to sing a song.
Well, I'm having some computer trouble right now. You see all those little stripes?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you sound
I might-
okay. You wanna
Yeah.
wait?
Well,
You look better
I
now.
might, yeah, I'd wait, give me a little chance because the last time I was on a Zoom, I had to kick myself out a couple of times and come back in. And then I finally got a good connection, and that might happen tonight too.
Okay.
All right.
But I did manage to get back in.
Yeah.
And the volume is cutting in and out a little bit.
A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
having trouble too. I had trouble with my internet. That's why I'm a little late. But yeah.
Better
Yeah.
late than never.
As long as I keep seeing those stripes, if they come, like that, I'm probably going to get out as soon as the next person starts.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, how about Vany then? I'm looking forward to hearing this song that I've never heard of before.
I hope I can do it right.
I will not know the difference.
You're right. I thought maybe you would have looked at the YouTube, but you haven't.
I did not.
So just a brief setup. This is a song, a Hindi song from an Indian movie, a Hindi movie. As you may know, may not know, most Hindi songs, Hindi movies are musicals. And most songs are about love, love lost, love gained, sad love, dead love, you know, every version of love. So this is a really old song. It's from the, I think from the 50s or the 60s. It's written up top when you get it. And this will be, there you go, 1962. And I haven't seen the movie, and that's normal to know the song but never have seen the movie, because it would come on the radio. And I mean, I'm not that old, but it still comes on the radio. My mom would sing it and stuff like that. This is the first time, actually. It's hard to find, for me to find chords for Hindi songs, and I can't figure them out myself. These sort of work. So, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. मगर लगता है कुछ ऐसा, मेरा हमदम मिल गया, ना तुम हमें जानो, ना हम तुम्हें जाने, मगर लगता है कुछ ऐसा, मेरा हमदम मिल गया. Maybe you need to scroll up. ये मौसम ये रात चुप है. Okay, you know where I am, right? First verse. ये मौसम ये रात चुप है, वो होठों की बात चुप है, खामोशी सुनाने लगे है दास्तां. ये मौसम ये रात चुप है, वो होठों की बात चुप है, खामोशी सुनाने लगी है दास्तां. Why am I not seeing this whole thing? There's, okay, there you go. नजर बन गई है दिल की जुबान, न तुम हमें जानो, न हम तुम्हें जाने, मगर लगता है कुछ ऐसा, मेरा हमदम मिल गया. मोहब्बत के मोड़ पे हम मिले, सबको छोड़ के हम, धड़कते दिलों का लेके ये कारवां. मोहब्बत के मोड़ पे हम मिले, सबको छोड़ के हम, धड़कते दिलों का लेके ये कारवां. चले आज दोनों जाने कहाँ, न तुम हमें जानो, न हम तुम्हें जाने, मगर लगता है कुछ ऐसा, मेरा हमदम मिल गया. मिल गया. That's it. Thank you.
Really pretty.
Very nice.
Very
Very
cool.
nice,
Thank
very
you.
nice.
You guys can listen to the original when Paul sends it around. It's sung by a guy, and it's a beautiful song, but you know, it's kind of hard on the youth. Indian songs don't work the same way with chords, you know, so it's.
Well, I was going to ask about that.
Sounds
Is
good.
let's see, there's some Indian music that's played on like a 22-note scale, right? Is that part of the problem? Is that you're playing on a 12-note scale?
No, I don't know if that's the problem. Well, our language is, you know, phonetic, and our sounds are like we just don't use chords and have groupings like that of sounds. So when somebody, I mean, that's not to say that you don't get guitar and piano and sax and stuff, as instruments on these songs, but I'm not a pro, so I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
that sounded great.
Thank you. I mean, the notes I found, I had to sort of relocate them above the correct, like where the tune changes, because otherwise it was throwing me off. Like when I found the notes online, they were not in the spaces that I placed them. But obviously someone, might, like if you know how to, like, I think you do it sometimes, Paul, where you just play the notes instead of strum, you can, I don't know how to do that. So
It was really interesting because I think it almost sounded Hawaiian to me, and it was probably because of the ukulele.
Maybe, yeah.
But to me, it sounded like an island song. It had that sort of, soothing, festive feel to it. It was very beautiful.
Yeah, well, I guess the uke made it sound, but what's funny you say that is, and there are lots of songs, when we were, growing up in India, you may not have known about Mozart or Beethoven or any of these composers or anyone in the West. And then you would hear a Hindi song and it would be great. And then much later we found out, oh, that's actually a Mozart tune, or that's actually a Greek song that they made into, and, no one was the wiser. So the composers borrowed stuff from all over. There's even in modern movies, there's a song that's very similar to Pretty Woman, so there's a lot of easy borrowing from all over. So.
Well, for many years, I thought Beret, that's on Jethro Tull's stand-up album, I thought it was a Jethro Tull song. I didn't realize it was Bach.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a great tune, man. Those Jethro Tull guys, they can really play.
Walter, you want to do your song?
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
I interrupted you, Christine. Did you have something you wanted to?
Oh, I was going to say that there was a song that Santana sang with Dave. Who was it? You're the love of my life. You're the love of my... And it was a Brahms tune. I mean, verbatim. It was just a swing. He put a swing thing to it, but it was, every single note was Brahms. Well, anyway, fun fact.
Easy borrowing, as Vany said.
Now, I hope that you have heard the KC Moan. It's an old blues song, and Kevin used to sing it. And it goes like this. I hate to hear that Casey when she moans. Yes, I hate to hear that Casey when she moans. When she cried just like my woman when she's all alone. Well, that Casey coming down the road. Oh, hear that Casey coming, carrying a heavy load. When those hard times hit, you look hard down on the road. Well, the longest train, 100 coaches long. Yeah, the longest train, 100 coaches long. Well, the girl I love, she got on that train and gone. I hate to hear that Casey when she moaned. Yes, she cried just like my woman when she's all alone. Yes, and she cried like just like my woman when she's all alone. And that's it.
It's good, Walter.
Very
Great,
good.
Walter.
Thank you, Walter.
So at least I
Love
can
that
sing
song.
again and strum.
Walter, I got to
There
tell
you
you,
Good.
that you've improved a great deal since the last time you tried
Right.
the
Oh,
song. on the-
yeah.
Much better. You're getting there.
Well, thank you.
You still got that flutter tongue thing going with the kazoo too, which is something I could never do when I was a trumpet player back in high school. So that has always impressed me.
You had a kazoo trumpet?
I did not have a kazoo trumpet. Yeah, I never could figure that out. Marty, you got a song? You said you had a song, I think.
I sent you one.
Oh, when did you send it?
Maybe I sent it to the wrong Paul.
No, it's here. I just didn't get it till just this second. I'm just
You
going to
just
share
show me
my...
the email, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Or I can do it here if you want.
Oops. No, I'll just share this email screen. Hold on a second. Maybe I will. Y'all see that?
I can see it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about 4-chord songs, and I did a little research on Wikipedia about 4-chord songs, and there's even one called a 50s progression, and it goes from the 1 chord to the 6 minor, and then the 4, and then the 5, and this is one of them that does that. So here we go. Dream. Oops, I gotta get it where I can hear myself. Dream, 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 dream. When I want you in my arms, when I want you and all your charms. Whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream, 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 dream. When I feel blue in the night, when I need you to hold me tight. Whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. Let's see. When I need you so that I could die. I love you, so that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so, I could die, I love you so. And that is why, whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream.
a good
Yeah.
song, Marty. Thank you.
I got to tell you, when I was practicing on my own and nobody listened to me, I thought I was doing that. I was doing it pretty well. And then when I try to do it with y'all, it's like, what the hell happened?
Why
It
is
was
That happens
very
to me
well
all the
I know it
delivered.
happens to all of us. It's weird.
Yep. But you did sounded
in the
good.
closet.
That's
It's-
Yeah, they did, and isn't it always the truth that whenever it's like you sound great by yourself, but whenever you have an audience,
Yeah.
and I promise I wasn't practicing in the shower, you know. I mean,
I'm really glad of
Well,
that.
not with your ukulele, right?
that's right.
plastic one?
Really?
Well, that had more than 4 chords in it.
Yes, we were
Yeah.
noticing that.
Well, but it was the 4-chord progression.
Right.
The main, you don't have to be a slave to 4 chords. It's the general theme of the progression in that song.
Well, the thing I was going to
progression.
mention that I liked a lot about it is chord wise is that so in that key there's a D minor, and you've got D minors in there, but there's also a D major in there that's borrowed from the parallel key.
It's when it's building up to that.
Yeah,
Emphasis
dreaming
point.
my life away is on.
Cha-cha-cha. I want to say that almost.
Anyway, I like
He
it a lot.
threw that in for me because I hate that E chord. Marty threw it in for me.
Working on that E.
Christine, you sent some chords. Do you have a song also?
No.
Okay, then we'll save the chords for after the beer break. Glenn, you have a song?
Technically,
Technically.
Do you have a face?
it's not much of a song, but what I thought about it was the 4-chord thing, because it's pretty much a 4-chord thing. So there's this guy named Marco Cirillo. He's an Italian classical guitarist that also has a ukulele website. And he loves Spanish music, and so he puts a lot of stuff out there that's Spanish. And he came up with this chord progression, and it's just a kind of a D minor thing. And he called it Spanish Suite. But essentially all you're doing is taking 4 chords and just playing them different ways. So I guess if that qualifies as a song. So anyway, it goes. And the other thing that's great about a lot of Spanish music is it's what they call urubato, which is free tempo, which means you can speed up and slow down. And so, typically good musicians do that to like put emotion in the music and everything. But what it means is you can slow the tricky parts down, and everyone thinks you're slowing down to be like really cool, not because it's too hard to play fast. So, but anyway, it goes something like this. That's it.
Very good.
Very nice.
Real nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that
Nicely
sounds
done.
great. Definitely counts as a song.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't even sound like a ukulele. It sounds
No.
like mandolin or something. It's pretty.
Barbara, you got a
Well,
song? You sent a song.
Then
I
you ought to
think.
have your choice of instruments there.
Boy, those
Like-
instruments are astonishing.
Yeah, and then I've got my years. I bought this silk painting in India one trip, and it's Krishna and the Gopis. And for years, I just saw it in the shop there, and I brought it home. And for years, it was rolled up on the shelf. And then I finally said, "Oh, I've got the perfect spot for it." And so anyway, that's part of my display. It's Krishna and the Gopis.
Oh, that looks cool.
Barbara, you want to do your song?
Okay, sure. I was looking for Thanksgiving songs, and this came up as a Thanksgiving song.
This
It's Coat of Many Colors by Dolly Parton. She wrote it in 1969, I guess, and recorded it in 1971. And it is based, you all may know this, it's based on a coat that her mother actually made for her. So. Someone gave us, and how my mom would put the rags to use. There were rags of many colors, every piece was small, and I didn't have a coat. It was way down in the fall. Mama sewed the rags together, sewing every piece with love. She made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. As she sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read about a coat of many colors Joseph wore, and then she said, perhaps this coat will bring you good luck and happiness. And I just couldn't wait to wear it, and Mama blessed it with a kiss. My coat of many colors that my mama made for me, made only from rags, but I wore it so proudly. Although we had no money, well, as rich as I could be, in my coat of many colors my mama made for me. So with patches on my breeches and holes in both my shoes, in my coat of many colors, I hurried off to school just to find the others laughing and making fun of me. In my coat of many colors my mama made for me. And I couldn't understand it, for I felt that I was rich, and I told them of the love my mama sewed with every stitch. And I told them all the story, I told them what she sewed, and how my coat of many colors was worth more than all their clothes. But they didn't understand it, and I tried to make them see that one is only poor if they choose to be. Now I know we had no money, but I was rich as I could be. In my coat of many colors my mama made for me, made just for me.
Very good.
Very good. Fine.
Dolly Parton is such an
Love this
amazing
song.
person.
I like that key change in the middle.
Yeah,
of
the
it.
Yeah, the
key
key change was
But hey, you know what? The dog ate my homework, so does that count?
There you go.
You know, one thing I like about this format, when you see the words up on the screen, you know, you get to really read them. And I've heard that song 100 times probably, but to actually read the verses and
Mm-hmm.
see what it says. It really has quite a message.
I haven't heard it in forever. I'd forgotten about it.
Well, I was going to say, I read that her mother, and you may know this too, that her mother got rid of the coat, but then when the song became famous, and I guess Dolly Parton had maybe a museum or something, her mother made her another one.
Nice, nice.
I always loved the story about her, how when she was like 7 in school, and the teacher was asking everybody what they were going to be when they grew up. And she said she was going to go to Nashville and she was going to be a country music star. And everybody laughed at her. And she said, but I was going to go to Nashville and I was going to. And she did.
Didn't realize.
She's
Who's
amazing.
laughing now?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
One story that I like about her, my daughter lived in Knoxville, and Dolly Parton has, her Dolly World and all that there. She's, I think still even today, every kid under 5 gets a book every month that she pays for. I thought that was really quite a
She's
thing.
amazing.
Wow.
I think
Yeah,
she a lot of
does
things
a lot
that
of stuff
people
like
don't know.
that.
Yeah, exactly. She's pretty amazing. I'd love to see her in concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever.
She also a children's book writer as well at this point, from what I heard.
What?
I was just saying, doesn't she also write like children's books? as well?
Yeah.
I don't know about
I heard
that.
that. No?
You might have one out, I think.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
She certainly seems talented enough to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I watched 9 to 5 again the other day.
That's
That's a classic. And yeah, I think the first time I saw it, everything didn't probably, I didn't get everything, but then you see it again, you're like, oh man, no wonder.
Brenda, you want to do your song?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I can't get this.
You're on that thing.
As long as I remember, the rain's been coming down. Clouds of mist are pouring, confusion on the ground. Good men through the ages, trying to find a song. And wonder, still wonder who's that rain. Out in Virginia, singing shelter from the storm. Calling with the fatal, watch the tower burn. Foggy clouds and windows, rocking golden trees. And the north still wonder who's that rain. Heard the singers playing, how children crowd and push together, trying to keep warm. Still the rain kept pouring over the hills. See, I think this is wrong again. And the wonder, still wonder who's that rain. Okay. We had a contrast on this. I felt like the last 2 lines, the last line was wrong, and from what the other verse was, and I tried for a while to get it right. And I
Yeah,
still
I'm
think
sorry
it's
about
sound
that.
wrong
I
to me.
have the
not quite there.
I had the corrected version I sent you in that email, but I forgot to put it here. And this was just pulled up ahead of time. So
Ah.
I did not intentionally do that to you.
Yeah, it
It's
didn't.
okay.
It wasn't too bad. I mean,
No.
I didn't. I wouldn't have even noticed it if you hadn't have said something.
Yeah, well, I get OCD in weird places.
Mary Jane, you want to do your song now? It looks like you got your camera fixed.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident now. Nothing bad's happened in a while.
Which one are you doing?
Yeah, well, this one's fine. Yeah, I was going to do this one because it's longer and it's doesn't have what I would call a chord progression. I actually have this other song that I was going to play during the happy hour that has a separate chord progression from the song, which, that's what I thought we were talking about. And it's not a 4-chord, I just thought, well, this is such a neat chord progression. Surely they'll appreciate it. But that's the other song. So what you're getting now is a song I was probably going to do for happy hour until we had this chord progression thing going. And so I switched them around. But it's an Irish song. It's real old, and it's had a lot of different versions. And I call this the ship docks version because it's songs like sailors would be singing on the ship docks, and it's about a man whose girlfriend has been arrested and convicted of a crime, and she's going to be shipped off to Australia. There's a lot of songs like that, where somebody's getting shipped off, and in this case it's the woman, and the man is sitting around worrying about it, but he's going to go too, he's going to follow her there. So that's what's cool about it. So here we go, 10,000 miles away. And it does mention beer, but not until getting into the last verse. So that's why it was going to be a happy hour song. Sing ho for a brave and a gallant ship, and a fast and a favoring breeze, and a bully crew and a captain too, to carry me over the seas, to carry me over the seas, me boys, to be true love far away. She has taken a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away. So blow you winds high ho, and a roving I will go. I'll stay no more on England's shore to hear sweet music play, for I'm on the morning train, and I won't be back again, for I'm on the move to my own true love 10,000 miles away. Me true love, she is beautiful, me true love, she is gay, but she's taking a trip on a government ship bound out to Botany Bay. Bound out to Botany Bay, me boys, as the big ship sailed away. Adieu, said she, remember me 10,000 miles away. So blow you winds high ho, and a roving I will go. I'll stay no more on England's shore to hear sweet music play, for I'm on the morning train, and I won't be back again, for I'm on the move to me own true love 10,000 miles away. Dark and dismal was the day when last I saw me Meg. She's a government band around each hand, and another one around her leg, and another one around her leg. Me boys, as the big ship left the bay, and I swore I would be true to her 10,000 miles away. boats and boats, or even a bombardier. I'd hire a boat and away I'd float, and straight to me true love steer. And straight to me true love steer, me boys, where the dancing dolphins play. And the whales and sharks have all their larks 10,000 miles away. So below ye winds high ho, and a roving I will go. I'll stay no more on England's shore to hear sweet music play, for I'm on the morning train, and I won't be back again. I'm on the move to me own true love 10,000 miles away. Oh, the sun may shine through the London fog, or the river run quite clear. The ocean brine turn into wine, or I'll forget me beer. Oh no, I'll forget me beer, me lads, or the landlord's quarter pay. But I won't forget me own true beg 10,000 miles away. So blow ye winds high ho, and a roving I will go. I'll stay no more on England's shore and hear sweet music play, for I'm on the morning train, and I won't be back again. For I'm on the move to me own true love 10,000 miles away.
Nice little chanty there.
That's a nice tune.
Yeah, I was thinking shanty also. Is that a shanty?
Yeah, I think
Pretty much a
it could
shanty.
classify as a sea chanty, you know, since he's on the docks and he's trying to find a ship to sail on.
Right. Dina, you
There are
have
a
a
lot of
song?
tricky little quick changes. You
Yes.
know, I was sailing along, and then all of a sudden you did all these little changes, and I got lost.
I didn't get the 10,000
sounded
miles
really
away.
good.
I got that wrong every time until the last one. I got it once. Al, you got a song?
I do. I had don't have the music sheet, obviously,
That's fine.
fortunately. But it is I don't know if it's a very familiar song, but it is from a familiar artist.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So it's more of a lesser known song from Sting. The name of it is Fragile. Maybe some of you have heard it. Some of you have not. So there we go.
I was thinking about Sting songs this week. Did you see that
Really?
interview on YouTube?
I did not.
Oh, all right. Just
What was
wondered
it?
if we
Big
had the same-
article in the
Well, I'm gonna have to look it
newspaper
up.
about him too.
Yeah, he's got his new
So
album.
now I'm gonna have to put a note to look it up. What was the interview?
Rick
I'm stalling,
Beato
by the way.
had a hour-long interview with him.
Did you all know he was in the first Dune movie?
Yeah, but I never saw the movie.
Don't watch it. It's
It
terrible.
was terrible. Yeah,
Ah,
the first Dune.
I haven't seen the movie nor read the book.
same though. No worries. Well, but yeah, we will do some Sting for you, I guess. All right. Oops, hold on. Oops. Oops. Blood will flow. A session still I want. Drying in the colors of the evening soon. Tomorrow's rain will wash the stains away. Something in our minds always stay. was meant to clinch a lifetime's argument. It's nothing comes from violence, and nothing ever could. For those born beneath an angry stone, lest we forget how fragile we are. On and on, the rain will fall like tears from a star, like tears from a star. On and on, the rains will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are. On and on, the rains will fall like tears from a star, like tears from a star. On and on, the rains will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are, how fragile we are, how fragile we are. That's it.
Perfect.
Great song.
Thank you.
No, that's a great song. I haven't heard it in a while.
Yeah,
I put a link
I
to
kind
that.
of messed up the picking part for some reason. It should have been. Was nervous.
That's
Been the
okay.
first time.
Good, good.
Sounded good.
Yeah.
I didn't
That
catch
should
the
have been
name
it.
of it again.
Fragile.
What's the
Fragile.
name? Fragile.
Fragile.
Beautiful.
Brenda, did you have something? Okay.
Fred's heads are.
Everybody's gone, I think, except for me. I don't have anything either, so I thought I'd just play a rerun, which I also haven't practiced very much, so it might be kind of rough. We'll see how this goes. Oh, I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching, if I only had a brain. Oh, I'd unravel any riddle for any individual in trouble or in pain. With the thoughts that I'd be thinking, I could be another Lincoln if I only had a brain. Oh, I could tell you why the ocean's near the shore. Oh, I could think of things I'd never thought before, and then I'd sit and think some more. Oh, I'd not be just a nothing, my head all full of stuffing, my heart all full of pain. I would dance and be merry, life would be a dinka-dairy if I only had a brain. Oh, I'd not be just a nothing, my head all full of stuffing, my heart all full of pain. I would dance and be merry, life would be a dinka-dairy if I only had a brain. And perhaps I'd deserve you and be even worthy of you if I only had a brain.
Just imagine if the man had practiced, how good that would have been.
Well, I mean, you did get the certification like the Scarecrow did, and you know.
Right, that was awesome, Paul.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you. I've played it a bunch of times. I just haven't played it a lot of times recently, so
There you go.
I was a little nervous about it.
I get
I
you.
think if you preface it by saying, I might not play this very well, then sometimes it goes better.
I think so. I totally think that calmed my nerves to say that.
Right.
It's what do they call it? Self-fulfilling
Happy hour
prophecy.
time.
Reverse psychosis.
I'm gonna play it back. Okay.
Bye, Fred.
Bye, Fred.
Oh, see you
See
later.
ya. Marty, are you gonna make your announcement?
Well, if it's time, I'll do that.
It's time.
It's
I am
been
going
time.
to go mix myself a mixed drink. And
What are you
we'll
gonna
see you in a
make?
few minutes. What am I
Come
going to
on,
make?
tell me.
It's a
Yeah.
bourbon and water.
Oh,
That's a
Ooh,
fancy drink.
Scotch for
That
me.
is some fancy
fancy,
drink.
yeah.
I
I'll
hope
see
you've
y'all.
got some decent water to put in.
There you go. Go get your beverage of choice and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Cheers.
Okay.
I thought you said Marty was making an announcement. Did I hear that right? Or
This is the announcement.
oh,
That
that
was
was
the
the
announcement.
Beer
announcement.
break.
Yeah, the announcement is the beer break, yeah.
Okay. Nina, you're not singing anything? Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've been trying to work on this Hawaiian song and it's taken me a lot longer than I anticipated. It's like a finger picking song. Aloha, oi.
Oh, that's a great song. I love that song.
Anyway, I don't have it down yet. And I'm not gonna sing it, it's just a picking part, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, are you singing it in Hawaiian? Because there's Hawaiian words to it.
I didn't want to take that on. So yeah, it is beautiful when it's sung, but I was just gonna play the melody version. There was in that ukulele magazine that somebody on that channel or whatever was teaching it, and so I was I've been trying to learn it for more than a month actually.
Wow.
What are you
I've been
learning?
kind of stopping and starting. I've been working on piano a little bit more than I've been picking up my ukulele, but I still have a little bit of calluses on my fingers, so.
Aloha, Oi. That's the song. Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I was planning to sing it actually one of these days. But I'll let you do your version first.
Yeah, I think maybe they sing it a lot at the funerals or, where
Oh,
they're
yeah?
saying goodbye to their loved ones, where they put the leis in the ocean. So it depends on which version you hear, how mournful it is. But yeah, it's a beautiful song.
I have forgetting her name, but she's a Japanese Brazilian singer. So she does a bossa nova version of Aloha Oi. And it's really beautiful.
I need to explore that a little bit more. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, she has a CD out, all bossa nova tunes on the ukulele. And she sings as well. Is there an echo or is it me or?
I probably need to turn my mic off. I'm not hearing an echo from you, no.
Maybe it's just on my end. I don't know.
I'm not hearing it either.
I
We've
think it's
had
my
that.
machine.
Actually, just for a little bit, just a half echo.
We have had echoes in this meeting before that we never diagnosed, but
Well, you probably can hear something on my end, and it's the motor of the laptop. It just doesn't, or not the motor, the fan. Can you hear it?
I noticed it. This week, it's not so loud. It seemed like it was louder
It's
last
not
week.
as loud as last week.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I don't understand why it's so loud. Well, I guess I kind of know. There's no battery on here. These are my laptop troubles. This is why I don't own one. The battery was expanding. One day, like the front of the laptop was separating. I was like, that's not good. So then I unscrewed the back and I took it out. And now it doesn't have a battery. When I was in India, I couldn't find a replacement. So it's on power the entire time, and that's this fan runs the entire time. So I guess I could get a battery now. I've gotten used to the fan.
Laptop fans tend to be loud because they're small, but a lot of time they don't have to run very fast. Your computer might be doing something that's making it heat up and it has to cool itself off.
It's on. That's what it's. That's all it is. I'm not doing anything on it.
Microsoft is doing things in your name.
Yeah.
So, Bill Gates.
Marty, what kind of bourbon are you drinking? Are you a connoisseur?
I wouldn't say a connoisseur, but I've had several bourbons in my lifetime. In fact, there was a buddy of mine that he was a history professor at the University of Houston, and he was about 10 years older than me, and we used to go over to his house, and we got on this kick of tasting various bourbons. We'd bring it over, and I'd pour them out and make them blind, and we had our two best varieties were Evan Williams for the cheap version, the everyday business, and that's what this is, Evan Williams. And then the best one that we both agreed we liked best was Woodford Reserve. And
I like that.
And that for us was expensive. It's like $38 for a bottle. And of course they make them, they go up to, a couple hundred, but we never went that far.
Well, I'm having scotch because I am not a bourbon person. And the problem with scotch is once you drink an expensive scotch, you can't go back.
Yeah.
So I only have it a little bit every once in a while.
I hear you. I had a boss that was a real scotch fan. He went for single malt stuff, and he really liked it.
I had a coworker who was into that single malt scotch drinker, doing a survey of all the scotches in the world, I guess, and I don't know how much he drinks, but I like bourbon pretty well. We've been drinking bourbon lately, and we've been drinking local bourbons. Still, Austin is got, I think, a good bourbon, but I'm not a connoisseur either, and it's like a $35 bottle, I guess, something like that.
Well, I approach bourbon like I do wine. I don't care what other people like. I know what I like, and I don't much care if it's fancy or not.
Right. Yeah.
But I can tell a difference between an $8 bottle and a $28 bottle usually.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the sickest I think I've ever gotten on alcohol was some wild turkey. Tried to keep up with my sister. That was a mistake.
Oh, those siblings will get you in trouble all the time.
You betcha.
Hey, Walter, are you a bourbon drinker or scotch drinker or no drinker?
I've had some good bourbon, but I can't even tell you what it is.
Okay.
Now I beg to differ with you on the scotch, okay? Because I've had some moderately expensive scotch, and I've had some lower end scotch. Now, basically, you don't want to spend less than $30 on your scotch. You really don't. But I've had some pretty decent scotch for about $35-40.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, there's a scotch called Monkey's Shoulder that's not bad. It is not bad. I mean, it's not high end, but it's not horrible either. So take a chance. It's not bad. And it's not that expensive. It's not expensive.
Well, that's a ringing endorsement.
Try to like it last.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just see
Well,
that
there's
printed
another
on
one
the
called
bottle.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
Well, there's another one called Pinch that's pretty good too.
Pinch is good. Yeah. The bottle's cute too.
Yeah.
Pinch in it.
The bottle is very decorative.
Any
Okay.
of y'all watch that little comedy show on Netflix called Still Game?
No,
Heard that
It's
one.
some
I'm saying,
it's some old Scottish guys. They live near Glasgow, and they're in the twilight years, and some of the antics they and their buddies get into. But I have to put the subtitles on to be able to hear it because their pronunciations of Scottish things are just regular English. It's kind of difficult to
Yeah.
follow.
Language.
I've heard Glasgow pronunciation is a lot more difficult to understand than your typical English actors on the other PBS shows.
They have some comedy routines where they go to this distillery and they go for the samples and they go in one time. They figured out that they could go in and turn around and get on the next tour, and they kept doing that till they got pretty well snockered.
Yeah, in Scotland, people like to drink, it's like part of their
Culture.
being,
Yeah.
it's just their culture and their being, and they don't think they should stop. I mean, we feel guilty about drinking. I've quit drinking a lot of times and gone for months not drinking, and then if I start feeling guilty, and I'm trying to shake the guilt, that I haven't kept up with my non-drinking. But over there, that nothing like that's gonna happen.
I think most people like to drink. I don't know if the Scots have it.
Well, yeah, I guess they don't have the market cornered or anything, but they are a special case of people that really do enjoy it.
Many of the Scotch brands are owned by Indians, and Indians drink a lot. It's just not known.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Marty, what was the
Okay.
name of the show? Is it a new show or an old show? I didn't hear the name.
New show or old show?
The one that you're talking about.
Show that you're talking about, Still
It's
Game.
called Still Game.
Still game.
Okay. And I think it was done in the 2007-ish time frame. There's like 5 or 6 seasons of it. The thing I like about
I
it
have
is
to look for that.
it's only 24 minutes long.
Ah.
And so when we watch some show that, kind of a downer or something, it's kind of nice to say,
But we do that.
We do the
fire up
same
one of
thing.
those so we
We have
get in
the
a good mood before we hit
same
the
films that are funny.
sack, And it's only 24 minutes long, so you can, watch it.
Steve, if I binge on Netflix, I want to have a half an hour show, so it's about 22 minutes long. So I can watch a lot.
If you want to watch an old time Glaswegian TV show, it's one of the old school, I think it's from the 80s. It's a cop show. I think before NYPD Blue, before all of that LA Law or whatever. It was called
Oh yeah.
Taggart, if you guys want to watch it. Such a
Tigers?
great show. It's named for the detective. The name is Taggart. Taggart.
Taggart. Okay.
Taggart.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's such a great show.
Yeah,
I love it.
that sounds vaguely familiar.
He's the
Getting back
grumpiest
to drinking.
cop you've ever met.
Getting back to drinking, a fun fact. You know that there's a Dripping Springs
Yes.
vodka?
Yes,
Yep.
I saw that.
Oh, well,
Good for you in Dripping Springs.
I always tell people it's from the mayor, when I bring it. It's like, here's a gift from the mayor.
All right.
Have you ever had Deep Eddy vodka? I bought
No,
some
but I've
for
heard of it.
my nephew and his wife because they said they liked it, but I've never drank any myself.
I think I have some in the bar, even though it's week.
Really? Check that
Michelle
out.
likes some Deep
Yeah.
Eddy vodka with grapefruit. It's a grapefruit flavored vodka, and it is good. I like it
Yeah,
myself.
they've got
Oh,
different
that's
flavors.
interesting.
That's
I've never had a hankering for vodka. I mean, it's just, I think it's sort of like scotch. You either really like it or you really don't.
Well, it doesn't have much of a taste, you
Yeah,
know.
it's
I think
kinda
that's
bland.
why
Yeah.
some people like to drink it because they can be secretive about it and it doesn't
I'll drink it
smell
for
as
you.
much
If
as
you guys
some
don't
other
like it, I'll drink it.
alcohol on your breath would smell.
And it mixes well with
Okay.
lots of stuff.
What about
And
Tito?
now we're getting into the guilt thing.
Tito's is good too. Yeah.
It's the rage over here. Everybody wants to drink Tito's over here.
We have a
Yeah.
lot of distilleries in town.
Tito's
I'm realizing.
handmade
Yeah.
vodka, yes.
There's Deep Eddy, and there's Tito's, and there's Dripping Springs, and there's Still Austin. That's 4 off the top of my head, and I'm
I
not.
like that.
That's a
That's a
great
great name. Yeah.
What does handmade actually mean?
Treaty Oaks.
Yeah.
Any,
Treaty
ever heard
Oak.
of Treaty Oaks?
I have no idea what handmade means. I guess small batch is what I think of.
Get the potatoes. in
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's small batch.
they're like squeezing the potatoes by hand.
there. Right. Right.
One at a time. Yeah.
Well, for chord progressions, I thought
Yes. Yes.
I've got 4 of them,
Oh,
but there's only 4 chords involved. And it's, to me, it's quite interesting to hear the difference in the sound that you get. You know, if you start out on in C, you know, C is the first chord. There's a 4 is an F, and 5 is a G, and 6 minor is an A minor. With those 4 chords, if you start on the C and you go to 1, 5, 4, 1, 5, 6, 4, it'd be 1.
Sounds like a song of rain.
And it sounds totally different if you started on the A minor. It's the same progression. You do it, but you just start on the A minor and you think about it, it sounds so much more bluesy or melancholy. It's just interesting to me that the exact same 4 chords and you have such a different sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Those.
And then there's with the 4 chords, there's another variant. You know, you can go the A minor was 6 minor, followed by the 4, by the 1, by the 5. But if you start on the 5, it has a whole different sound yet again.
Can you tell us what the chords are?
Okay, the very first one I did was C, and then the 5 is G, then the 6 minor is A minor, and then the 4 is F. That's all the 4 chords and all of what I'm talking about. Those 4 chords. But it depends on what you start with. You start with A minor, it's a 6 minor, and then you go to the 4, and then the 1, then the 5. But if you start on the 5, which is a G, oops, sorry. Once again. And then the 4th way you can do it is start on the 4 and it goes 4, 1, 5, 6. So it's the F, and then C, G, A minor. I find that very fascinating in all 4 ways of starting. And I guess it's the emphasis you give it too, because on the very first one, I'm a little more emphatic on that chord. And so that keeps that feeling in place. I just find that fascinating.
That's really
I
neat.
think that
Sounds good.
It sounds so different
Yeah.
each way.
It's just those 4 chords.
Yeah.
So the first one you played, starting on the C, then that's like the phrase starts and ends on a C. It sounds like a C major song. But those same four chords exist in the A minor key, which is sort of what you did the second sequence. It was like using the same chords, but in an A minor song.
That's right. Well, of course, A minor is a relative minor to the C scale.
Sure.
Does everybody know what that means?
No.
Yes.
I know it works,
Okay.
but I.
The
I
C
know
scale,
it better than the using the six. I got confused when you used the word six because I thought I was supposed to be knowing some six chord, but A minor,
yeah.
it just happens to be a six of the
Right.
key
It's
of
the sixth
C.
note of C. Yeah.
I just don't think of it that way most of the time.
1, 4, 5, and 6 are very popular chords in pop
Yeah.
songs.
so the C scale starts on a C, and it goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. On the A minor scale, you start with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and back to A. And it's just on the major scale, C, D, E. There's a full step like from a C to a D to an E. See, I skipped a step each time. Okay, and a minor is where you, instead of 4 steps up in the one note and the 3, most chords, major chords are 1, 3, 5. Let's see, 1, 3, who's the G? That's easier for me to do there. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. If you flat that third, so an A minor is the chord that, well, when you go in chord progressions, the 1 is a major, the 2 is a minor, the 3 is a major, the 4 is a major, I'm sorry, 3 is a minor, 4 is a major, 5 is a major, 6 is a minor, the 7th is a diminished, which most people don't use. So it's
That's in a major key.
In a major scale, if you're going to do the 1, 3, 5, for example, 1, 4, 5, for example, you'd be doing C, D, E, F is the 4, and G is the 5. So the 3-chord song would be C, F, and G. And the next one is an A minor. So on the C scale, you do C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor. So, and in the minor scale, it just happens to work out. It's the same exact scale, only you start it 3 steps down. So let's see. Sorry. I've been playing my mandolin too much. And then, but if you started on the A,
So every major chord, every major chord's 3rd and 6th note is a minor. Is that what you're saying? Or
well, every major chord is always
1, 3, 5, but
3, 5.
sorry, every major notes scale. Sort of like you said it was C, D, E minor, F, G.
Well, the easiest way to remember C progression is C, go skip 2, skip that, that's a D, skip another one, there's an E, then you don't skip, that's an F, skip is a G, skip is an A, skip is a B, and then don't skip is a C. So, and so
Can I
Every
just
major
make
chord is the 1.
Hey Marty, you're doing a B flat scale.
That a C? Oh, I'm telling you, I'm on the mandolin again. That's on the mandolin there. Okay.
Well, don't we have a bunch of chord progressions that need to get done? It's already 8:30, and
There
some
you go.
people haven't done their
Sorry.
chord progressions yet.
Well, I was just trying to explain the numbers on that. So take off the next one.
All
I
right.
think that's really cool the way that, the mood changes like that. It's
Yeah,
just,
that is
it's
great.
phenomenal, when you mix it up. And yeah, that's a really good lesson, I think.
I can't explain it, but related to what Christine you're saying, in Indian music too, like if you're getting to a note, the note changes depending on where you're coming from, like you're coming to a C from an A. I'm just picking notes. I don't know what it is, but C from a D that C is different. It sounds different.
Wow.
In the Indian tradition, they have all these nuances depending on where you're coming from.
It affects the sound of the next note.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like using colors when you
Right.
paint and you use a color and you put a certain color next to one. It's completely different when they're together. And it's much like mixing colors. Anyway.
Well, Mary Jane, you mentioned chords. Have you got a 4-chord you want to do?
Well, I've got a song I wanted to sing.
All right.
Ooh, it's a lot more than 4 chords.
It has what I was talking about before as a separate progression. And see, I wasn't really thinking we were doing 4-chord progressions. I thought we were going to do some progressions that we liked. And so that's how this song came about, because I'd been working on it and I thought that it would be appropriate to do, since it had a separate chord progression that kind of stands by itself and you can hear the chords being played, as opposed to singing along with the chords, which kind of detracts from your really understanding or hearing the chord.
I think the theme we were going for tonight was more, let's just pick some progressions you like, and you've done that.
Well,
so
that's what I
great.
thought. That's what I thought. I heard the words 4 chords, but I didn't take them seriously. And I do have a song that I wrote that has a separate 4-chord progression, but I hadn't been working on it. And this one I'd been working on. So I'm not saying once again that it's going to be perfect, but
it's going to be great.
You'll hear the chord progression that I'm talking about, if nothing else. This one's called Blue Prairie, and it's by Tim Spencer and Bob Nolan, written in 1946, I think that says. And they were in the Sons of the Pioneers, so it's considered a cowboy song.
So
but
it's authentic.
It's a prairie song, but it's more fancy, than some cowboy songs are. So here goes. It starts out with the chord progression. But no reply. Prairie, won't you tell me true? Why are they spreading this gloomy blanket of blue over you?
Man, that was great. That's some great
songs that I've been working on for years, and I started out on the guitar, and then I switched instruments, and I finally figured out how I could play it without screwing up the really tricky part, which is in that last next to the last part C, I guess you'd call it.
Part C was really great. I like that a lot.
And it's hard to sing too, so it was
not
really
just
a
different
challenge.
chords. It's kind of a walk down feeling there.
Oh
I
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, they're walking down by half steps, and then you got to sing them too, in addition to playing them. And yeah, I achieved the F sharp by just playing 3 strings on it, because it's not doesn't come up very much, and it comes up fast, and sometimes I think you just need to cut some corners, to get a song out rather than torturing yourself. I really did torture myself for years on the
Like I
guitar.
always say, I play it however I can.
Mary Jane, are you playing this version of F sharp? Is that the 3 strings you're using?
Oh no, I'm doing, because I'm going from a G, I'm making a regular G, and then it just moves up 1 fret to be an F sharp, and I only play the 3 strings, and Paul showed you how to make using that format. You'd do a bar up and then a G, and that's pretty hard, for me to do. I've never done that before, and I just thought I'd be better off with the 3 strings for that particular. It's so quick, and there's so much else going on at that point that you don't want to mess up the singing or anything else too.
I think that is great
Such a
advice.
melancholy progression. Wow.
Yeah,
It
well, I
kinda
think,
makes you-
the
makes you feel-
progression goes along with the words real well.
Yeah.
It's a really pretty song.
I try so hard to play 4-string chords that it just didn't come into my mind to play a 3-string version of it when it's easier, and I learned to follow that advice myself. So
Well, you're a lot more accomplished on the ukulele.
well, I last week, not too long ago, I played a song where I had a 3-string chord and it sounded fine. It takes me a long time to get to the point of, oh yeah, I'm never going to get that 4-string version to work out, so I'm just going to do the 3-string version. So I appreciate the reminder.
On guitar, they're called triads.
All right, I'm going to use that.
You give it a fancy name. You're not cutting corners. You're playing a different voicing. That sounds more sophisticated. But there's a lot of guitar instructional stuff online. Really good players, and they like Griff Hammond, he calls them little chords or small chords or triads, and then a lot of euchres too, because you can get a good sound and it's a lot more playable.
Mm-hmm.
I ran into that on this Dream. All you have to do is Dream. I tried it this way on it's C, A minor. You just put the pinky down. There's an A minor, and then just do the top 3 strings. There's an F, so it comes. So that actually makes it easier to play than the other way.
Gary and Paulette, would y'all mind doing your chords for us?
We both, well, I will say in my case, wrote with quotes around it 4-chord songs. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first because his is going to blow you away. So
it's not.
Yeah,
Hers is going to blow
his is
you
amazing.
away. Mine, I don't want to follow.
You don't want to follow Gary this time, huh?
I don't want to follow her.
Mutual Admiration Society.
This is called Sad 4-Chord Song. sky, stars so far away. Moon is telling me to fly, nothing new to say. Something's wrong there. They, nothing new to talk about, nothing new to tell. Leaves are falling in the park, soon we're on our way, leaving bad dreams in the dark, nothing new to say, nothing new to talk about, nothing new to tell. Nothing new to bring us down, no more need to moan. Time to leave this dying town, all the good has flown. Nothing new to talk about, nothing new to say. Fires burning in the sky, and we are on our way. We are on our way.
Hey, what were the chords in that?
That was F, A minor, D minor, and G.
E minor, that's
And
what
I
it
forgot my own song, so I forgot all about beginning parts. Anyway.
Very nice.
Great
I'm glad I
work,
got a
too.
drink.
Drink helps.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
Gary,
nice.
go for it.
Okay, so there was no way that I was going to be able to write a song with words. So I did a sort of instrumental thing. I needed another week to work on this, but
Go for it.
anyway, see if I can play it now. And of course, I had to have a rhythm track.
Wow, Gary. What in the world? This is way beyond the homework. You're putting this all together. Wait a minute, you were listening to something and we could hear what you were listening to? Is that what happened?
Well, I pre-recorded it.
He did his own track for.
I recorded it.
Damn.
I start with a drum, so a drum, a canned drum track, and then I follow it playing the rhythm, and then I added and then
You
attempted to
don't
play
need
the
words for
lead part
that.
on top of that.
You don't need
So your
words for that.
chords.
Right.
Tell
That's
us
what
your
I kept
chords.
telling him.
Those were,
What's it?
hey,
You don't
Gary,
need
those were
lyrics.
A minor, F, C, and G, right?
That's exactly right. I got those for
Wow.
Really
You see how
pretty.
common those
Wow.
are?
Right.
you. Yeah, well, that's
And look what you can do with them. Wow.
But Gary, you were all the way up here, right? You weren't like at the first. You weren't at
some
the.
of it, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, every time I played it, it came out different, and I needed another week to
No,
kind of
no,
refine
no,
it.
no.
But anyway,
I think it's great.
Do
Oh
it.
my.
Do it again.
That's
It's fun to play with.
Am I
Sorry, go
correct in thinking that if you're basically playing notes out of the C scale, it'll sound pretty good?
Yeah.
Is that what you were doing?
well, yeah, it's what is it? It's C, D, E. It's A. I think it's like an A minor scale.
Like an A minor pentatonic, maybe. That's what I was
Yeah.
playing with you.
A minor and C are the same scale.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
starting
the
with
roots.
the A.
You can
Yeah, the-
close all those phrases on A minors more often. Yeah, that was good.
That's one of those things where starting in the minor, it feels more
Makes a whole
minor.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing.
That would be so much fun to play together, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And everybody,
Yeah.
I mean, if
We should
had
absolutely
like
do that.
those bass notes and everything, and then and everyone just
Just
improvised, that would be so
We
much
could
fun.
we could be your rhythm track, and you just plug in so we can hear you.
Oh, that'd be fun. Remember when I used to do like the A blues
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everybody go with it?
Yeah.
Same idea. Let's just pick a progression. Next time we're physically together, pick a progression and just,
Yeah.
let Gary go to town.
Or let somebody else go. I'm a better
And then let Paulette start singing and improvising and singing.
All we need is
I can-
dance
I
and
can
drums.
smell the money
Right.
already.
Hablas.
Well, that was really great. Both of y'all did great.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I thought you both did too. I like Paulette's song.
Yeah.
I wish I
You
had to
write
remember
that?
it properly. Pardon?
You wrote the words, right?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
It sounded
Beautiful.
really, really good when she was playing it in the other room
Yeah,
by
it's
herself.
not right. It's classic. You can do anything as long as you're all by yourself doing it.
Anybody else got a
was
progression they got
beautiful.
in mind?
Yeah.
Christine has one.
I've got one.
I've got one.
Oh, good.
Let me pull up Christine's because she actually wrote it down.
She wrote it down.
Wow.
Well, I
How
thought we
formal.
were supposed to. I thought it was homework.
Homework.
So and
Seemed
and I
like
got.
homework
I
to me.
really thought it. I took like the whole thing about the 4 chords, and
You just
everybody
messed
else
up the curve
cheated.
here.
Everybody cheated, and they had more chords, and except Gary and Paulette had 4. So I kind of like these little dissident things. So and then there's the D. And the G7. So I thought it could go something like. Oh, I got it wrong. So I start hearing when I do something like that, I start hearing like a melody. So this is what I came up with. I'll whistle it. husband wanting to retire. This is really a sketch. Well, I have to get up early, but I just can't seem to rest. Can't wear another necktie, but it's like a noose around my neck. I'm so tired. Baby, I'm so tired. Don't wanna get fired. Baby, I'm so tired. And that's all. So just so, I blew it. Okay. It's
No,
just
Oh,
so
it's
that's
great.
That's great.
You need to keep working on it. Those lyrics are wonderful.
Yeah.
You got a real
But I
talent,
wish I were
Christine.
retired.
That definitely
My
qualifies.
husband used to always say when he was going to work, he couldn't stand to wear a necktie. You know, it's just like he felt like he was choking, like he was hung in a past life. So that's his song. But I kind of screwed up the. I like the progression because it's kind of dissident.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So
Very
Anyway.
nice.
The good
That was
progression.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was great.
Good 4 chords.
Brenda, did I hear you volunteer to play some chords?
Yes, actually. I have to admit that I couldn't come up with 4 chords to my life depended on it. So I went to something called Ukulele Go, and I just thumbed through them till I found some that sounded really cool. So here we go. This is C, E diminished, F, and G7. And E diminished is on the first fret. It's like 0, 2, 0, 4, or maybe it's the other way around. It's like this. Yeah, that one. Thank you. G7, not G. It's G7. Anyway, here we go. So, I found it pleasing. So.
Were there songs with these chords that you were looking into, or?
No, this is just, it's called Ukulele Go. It's a British website, and it's just, it says nothing but great chord progressions. And
Nice.
they have like
Oh, heck.
2 or 3 dozen of them.
Oh, it's a nice resource if you want to write a song.
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah,
sequence. It sounded
yeah.
great.
Oh, what was you?
Yeah.
Ukulele Go?
Ukulelego.com.
Yeah, that is.
I think it would
that
help
sounds
to
really
see,
nice.
Yeah.
because I don't know the chords very well. I need the tab, so
I just have to hear
it's
it.
hard for
Yeah,
me to
in my head.
imagine.
Mhm.
I know a few of
Well,
them.
if you go to ukulelego.com and just keep scrolling until you see the C, E diminished, F, and G7, it will show you how to do it. I tried to figure out a way to send it out, but it's not working for me. So
Those are pretty. They're really nice chords, and they kind of remind me of Ain't She Sweet, the beginning of Ain't She Sweet. That, and then the third one I can't find.
Yeah, if you change that F to a G, it's like G sweet, walking down the street. Anyway, I totally see that. Anybody else?
Did Vany have some?
I had a chord progression,
Let's hear it.
but maybe I should do it so that you guys try to figure out what song it was.
What
song it is. And I had 3 to pick from. I don't know which one to do. Maybe I'll do this one. It's E minor 7, E minor 6. Is that how you say it? C major 7, B7. I can copy it.
Sounds cool.
It
sounds
is.
really cool. Yeah.
For some reason,
And there was something coming to mind.
Right.
The first 3, but then
Yeah.
then the next one blew it away.
oh, you had you were gonna guess what we?
I was visualizing a song
Yeah.
that went with that, and then the 4th chord
Yeah.
Bluebirds?
made me
It
wrong.
sounded like the beginning of While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and then it just
Yes.
stopped sounding
Yes.
like that.
Well, these chords I've found in loads of songs, but the one I was looking to play was.
Bluebirds?
Sorry, which one?
Bluebirds? Bluebirds? I don't know. Just
It wasn't Bluebird. I'll do one verse and then you'll know.
Yeah.
Birds. No, hold on.
these are
Birds in there, but no, it's not that one.
close.
Birds flying high. You know how I feel.
Oh, okay. New Dawn.
Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. This is where it breaks away. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Yeah, it's a good one.
That sounded good.
Great song.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Really
I
great.
have a request. Paulette, could you put your music, could you ever put that up next week so we could learn it? And Vany, you put that one because that one's so beautiful, you know, so we could like savor it. Kind of.
Oh, so yeah, sure. I can definitely share mine. It's from Oz because, and it's these notes.
Yeah.
It's a great song, and I
It's your
want to
homework.
play. That's
I'll
it.
have to work on mine more because I had it down pretty well, and then listening to all these other songs, I forgot my melody at the beginning of it. So anyway,
You did way better than me.
Actually, you know, I've been meaning to ask. There are many songs that have like these groupings of chords after the phrase, and I'm not ever sure how to play them. You know, are you? I mean, I guess I could listen to the song, but it's still not clear to me. Like even John Denver's song, you know, is it Annie's song? Yeah, there's like if you look at the chord sheet, there's like a whole bunch of chords after the phrase, and I'm like, what are you doing with that? I don't know. And this is similar. So I just made it up. I don't know if you're supposed to play it the way I did. So.
Sounded good.
That's
I
the
I
problem
like it
with
that way.
not
Yeah.
having knowing where the measures start and stop.
Right.
You know, how many chords are in a measure and
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, but also like, are you just I guess you would, if you knew the measures, you would know whether it's just one strum and you're just moving fast through it, or
Right.
yeah.
Like sometimes, a lot of times you have 4 beats to a chord, and then you have 2 chords with 2 beats each. And to see it just written out the way we do stuff, it's not
clear.
it's not apparent.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to know the song and
because it's like the way you did that song, Vany, sounded really bluesy. I've never heard it done quite like that before, but I really like the way you did it.
Yeah.
I was struggling with that when I was trying to describe what, the 4 chords I was playing, because I was, okay, I play those 4 times, so I'm putting times 4, but there's like no standard way of writing how tab works, right?
I
Or
guess
maybe there is.
you could have written your chords on measures, like on a measure sheet, whatever it's called. You could do that. Or 4s and 2s, that works too, right? It's just that when you find stuff online and they don't have either of those options, you're just trying to figure it out.
You need the little boxes that Bob uses.
Yeah, exactly.
Chords, yeah.
Bob
does.
Bob does.
For Austrian Ukulele Society.
I want to play one more and see if you guys recognize this.
Okay.
If you'll excuse me, I'm turning into a pumpkin.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye. Happy
Bye-bye.
Thanksgiving.
Bye, Barbara.
Bye.
This might be qualified more as a lick rather than, I don't know, progression, but I really like it. Again, can you guess what it is? Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. I'm playing it sloppily, but I like that.
It's a great song.
The strumming pattern completely changes a song.
Oh, God, yes.
Completely. Yeah, I mean, I would never have guessed that was because he was always like, keep me searching for like that, And
Well,
but it's really beautiful the way you played it, but it's just, I could never guess it.
That's funny you say that, Christine. This was the song I played in front of some cousins of mine, and as soon as I started, they're like, "That's not how it goes." And I was like,
That's
"Oh
my
no!"
problem with him. He wants everything to sound like the recording, and if I start doing something different with this, it's like there are ants crawling on him. He can't stand it.
Well, there's no.
It's really wonderful to hear how people change the phrasing of songs. It just sometimes it brings out something so special.
There's no way I'm gonna play it like Neil Young. He's got a harmonica, Neil Young. There's just no way. I think it's not intentional. It's the way it is. Like I can't play it like him, but
But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just your interpretation.
And the funny thing was, and this is what's weird about me singing Western songs is when I was growing up, somebody gave us like a tape with like greatest hits, and it just had songs, but it didn't have who sung it. So Heart of Gold was on there, American Pie was on there, and I forget some other songs. So I knew the song. I had no idea who sang it, and obviously it was a cover. It wasn't Neil Young's version on there. It was a cover, and so I know that song, and then I don't really know Neil Young's version. I mean, I've heard it, so it's kind of funny that that's what I'm going. I didn't grow up with these songs, the way like you guys grew up with them. So.
Penny, what are those chords again?
Oh, for the Heart of Gold or for the Heart of Gold was Keep Me Searching is E minor, for Heart of Gold G, and I'm getting old C, and then it goes C major 7, C6, G, I can write it out here on the chat if you want. Sometimes I gotta see it to hear it. I don't know if you can see that. I just did and I'm not even sure if that's how you're supposed to play it, but when I did it for the first time, I was like, da 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 da. And I was like, that is beautiful. I don't know if Neil Young does it that way.
I'm starting to fade.
So I think that a homework for next week could be that we take a standard song and completely mess it up so that Gary will get hives. Just completely change.
See, it's not listening to somebody else do a song differently. It's me having to try to play along with Paulette when she's doing a song differently.
Right.
You guys did
Oh,
great.
wow.
See, I do that all the time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in homework. I'm doing that all the
I
time.
never play it like, yes,
Right.
I change things up and the phrasing is different and, ask anybody.
But Gary, are you talking about like keeping tempo? Because I know that when I play with other people, it's because I'm changing tempo all the time. I'm not really keeping to that 1, 2, 3.
That makes him crazy.
That
He
was-
was in a band and he
well,
had to play the way it was supposed to be. With
That,
Yeah.
but my guitar teacher, when I was 10, 11, 12, it was more important to be on the beat than what notes you played. I mean, if you flubbed a note,
Yeah.
too bad. Just
Keep
keep
going.
going. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the most important thing. And
Yeah.
so I just, playing in a band behind with the drummer behind me, you gotta stay on the beat.
Yeah.
You know that song "He'll Have to Go" that I played a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
I happened to be at some like ukulele retreat, and this guy like walked by. He heard me practice that. He goes, "Oh, that sounds really great." And he was a tuba player, and he brought his tuba over. And he was like, and he started to play with me, and he got so frustrated that I was not keeping to the beat all afternoon. And I think he walked away in disgust. But he was
Well,
like,
I understand that when you're playing with somebody else, it is important to try to coordinate.
Right. Yeah.
I bet you your guitar teacher was focusing on you're going to play with a band someday, and this is what you need to learn.
Right.
Possibly. I don't know whether he played with the band. He was very good. But, it was just, we sort of did what we were supposed to do.
Right.
but if I had a drummer behind me, I'd stick to the beat. But on my own, it's like, oh, I'm just.
Yeah.
How do I feel
What I loved
today?
seeing last week was the summertime versions and how everybody took their own.
That was fun. That was lots
path.
of fun.
And like when Paulette did her thing, and just sort of like prolonging some parts of it, it was just so soulful and beautiful, and everyone had a different way of saying it. It was nice.
Yeah.
But if we all got together in person and sang it, then you're keeping in time would
stay.
become
Right,
more
then it
important.
would be a
you
lot
have to
more
stay in
important.
time,
Yeah.
But then you'll hear the harmonies, right? You'll hear
Right.
people doing different things.
Yeah, that's true. So speaking of getting together, Marty had. Oh, sorry. What? I'm not muted. Oh.
I haven't made
Marty,
any
haven't
progress.
heard anything. No, Pooh.
No, I haven't heard from that guy still, which
Mm,
is not unusual.
yeah.
I wrote emails for like 3 months for a while there, and they finally responded. So I don't know what's going on. So I guess that leads the question. You want to just do Zoom again next week? It's easy.
Might as well, yeah.
It's too dark to be outside most places now. So.
Good for me.
Is there any place with a fire pit?
That would be nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
Paul, we need to hear your song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some chords. I didn't know we had a 4-chord rule, so I just. But here are my chords. They're kind of like a song.
was
That was
gorgeous.
wonderful.
Pretty.
Pretty.
Yeah, it sounds like a song to me.
What were you doing with your right
Beautiful.
hand? That was amazing.
It was all just picking different notes out of each chord, so you could strum it.
So this is the thing. How do you know which notes to pick when
It
you
almost
pick?
doesn't matter much.
Yeah.
Just pick some.
What are the like if like I'm trying to see what you're playing though in a way.
What chords?
What are the
Yeah.
chords?
The chords, I'll also see if I can get it.
I was like trying to pay attention to your hands.
Can I write it? You said?
So it's A minor. Wait a minute.
A
But he
minor.
wanted A minor.
A minor, E7, and then A minor again, but this time with a C on top.
I got you.
And then back to an E7, an A minor, an E7, and an A minor.
Oh, it's so pretty.
So it's like
And then the second time you go A minor, E7, A minor with a C on top, and then a D minor up here on the 5th fret, 5th and fret, and then a C, E7, A minor again. And then I guess you might call it the chorus, is a D minor, and then a G, and then a C, A minor, D minor, G, C, E7, D minor, G, C, A minor, D minor, C, E7, A.
So are you playing
Yeah, that's
you
sounded
playing the 4-string versions of the chords? Is that what?
That's true, I am.
Yeah.
Now,
Sounded
do
lovely.
you mind playing it again so we can see both hands?
I don't mind.
Bye, everybody.
Hi.
Whoops.
That was
Wow.
That's a
really
that's
pretty.
a great song.
That looks like 3,
Yeah.
4, 3, 4, 1, 2. Is that what you're doing? Or
The right hand is not very consistent. So I have a pickup note of an open E, and then it's 1 and the 3, and then the 2, and then the and I'm sort of hitting the thumb occasionally. It's sort of consistent, but I don't exactly know. It's just doing whatever feels good, and it's not the same
You know
all
what
the way
I love
through.
about this, Paul, is that usually, you fall in love with like the first part of a song and you get in the mood and everything. And then when somebody puts in the I don't know what you call the center part of it, it kind of falls apart a lot of times. You're disappointed. You feel like, there's something, it doesn't blend well together, but that blends really well. It's like the mood flows through the whole thing, and yet they're specific parts. It's the beginning, middle, and back to the beginning. And I think it flows like so nicely. I love it.
Hello.
This-
What happened?
The
Yeah.
structure of
Right.
it to me was a verse and a chorus, and I was thinking I ought to create a bridge, but I never got around to it. And I even thought about writing some lyrics. I was kind of thinking about the lunar eclipse. I thought I'll write a lunar eclipse song, but I ran out of steam on that pretty quick. So
do you think like when you're just doing this picking pattern and you're moving through the chords, you're actually playing some other notes, or you're playing in line?
they are intended to be all notes from the chords. There's no notes outside the chords. I may do some outside notes by accident, but
You're holding it long enough to play all 4 strings at some point.
Well, I don't play all 4 strings in every position. Sometimes,
Oh.
like there's one thing where it's like that C just gets 2 strikes and I don't play all 4 strings.
Interesting. So that's just a matter of like you're trying it and saying, oh, does this sound better than?
Yeah, it's mostly experimentation. Just sort of, I haven't been able to verbalize what I'm doing very well, but I pick something and then just modify it on any given chord or at different times. It's mostly the same picking pattern, but I change it around as the mood strikes.
Now I'm understanding why you may want to play a chord with all 4 strings. Everyone, like Marty talks about it, and I've heard other people talk about it, but now it's making more sense because you're then able to do a picking pattern like what you're showing.
Yeah,
Because
I can play
otherwise,
any of the strings and it'll
exactly.
sound okay.
Yeah, which I didn't realize before. Because I was in a little rev thing about finger picking, and he has a version where you just play the bottom 3 or the top 3 strings, like you move your thumb up and down. And if you're playing this is the top, right? So where the G is. If you play the top 3 and you hit a C chord, that's not doing anything, right? Because it's not touching that first string.
Yeah. Well, I will say I'm only using 3. Where's the camera? These 3 fingers, and my thumb alternates between 2 strings. So I'm never playing 4 strings simultaneously.
No, not simultaneously, but at some point you're hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. No, his was just. I don't know if you can see that. Just I'm not doing it right. But basically, 4-2, 3-2, 4-3, 3-2, and you're not playing the first string at all.
Right.
But if you're playing the first position C, then you never actually hear that.
Right.
You're hearing other notes. That's the confusing part. But okay, well, maybe I have to try the 4-string C or something.
Yeah. Well, I was playing D minor up here because I wanted to have that higher note.
Oh, for that. Okay.
But you could get a similar thing playing in different positions. Playing the more familiar Ds. So that's mostly chords out of A minor.
Beauty. It's a keeper, Paul. It's a keeper. And I just want to
That's
know
very nice.
why you have to follow any kind of a rule. If the song flows together and it tells a whole story the way that you did, why do you have to look for a bridge at all, or whatever you call it? Why do you have to even put a label on it?
Well, I was thinking bridge when I was working on lyrics.
I mean, there shouldn't be any rule
I
at
think,
all.
wouldn't it make sense if you're trying to put lyrics to it that there's a structure or no?
Well, I think that is a structure. It's just not as. I felt like it was going to require a bridge if I had lyrics. I don't feel like it needs anything else
right now.
as
I
it
just
is.
came up with.
Sorry, what's that? Huh?
Sorry, I just when you said lunar eclipse, all of a sudden it just hits my head. So you wanted to write about the lunar eclipse, and all of a sudden lyrics came to my head for the song.
Well, cool.
Or for the tune.
What is it?
So the moon is bright, and on this night it's all I want to see. And on this day she hides away and stays away. And on this day she hides. She hides away and I forgot the word. She stays away and hides away from me. Something like that.
So I had, as I was walking home last night, the moon was shining very bright. I felt the stirring summer breeze as it moved among the willow trees. And when I reached the riverbed, the moon had turned a bloody red.
Wow.
And
You're
then a
gonna
man from the shadows came. I knew the face, but not the name.
You're gonna do it together?
I actually took a video while it takes a long time, and pictures are crazy to try to take. But it was awe-inspiring watching that.
Maybe I'll finish my lyrics one of these days, but I sort of ran out of juice on it.
I hear you.
Well, you know,
This sounds great.
when
What
you
you're
see
what you have so far.
songwriters interviewed on what they're doing, sometimes they say, I've had that song in my head for 6 years, you know, and finally I got around, you know, it hit me. This is the right phrase or
Yep.
chords or something. So sometimes it's good to let them percolate there.
This was heavily influenced by that Sting interview because he said he liked to be surprised, and so I changed my E minor to an E7, which is not a normal chord in the A minor scale, and I did it in 6/8 because he said he's a fan of waltzes. So that was my Sting influenced song.
Dun, 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 dun. Yes, I heard that. I heard
Well,
that.
I think there's like a lot of hidden talent in this group. It's just incredible. And it's sort of, as people are relaxing, it's starting to come out. It's very
And some of us hide it much better than others.
I'm still
Simple
looking
that
for
remark.
it.
I'm talking about me. Well,
it
you
was a
guys
good
have
night.
a good week.
Yes.
We
Happy
all agreed we're
Thanksgiving,
going to do
everyone.
Zoom next week, right?
So there is going to be one next week.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll have one next
Great
week.
So,
session.
Before everyone goes,
Do your
there is gonna be
Happy
homework.
one next week?
Thanksgiving, everybody.
We are going to have one next week.
Okay,
Yes.
I just wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure about that.
I'll
Well,
send
we
a
had
reminder on
initially
Monday.
thought we might be meeting in person, but
That's why I tried
We're
to
gonna
come
do-
for today. Just didn't want it to be the last without just saying hello.
Yeah.
we're going to do Zoom. Well, even I think we pretty well agreed that even when everybody can freely